I just want to be able to finish this off so it's in a usable state. So about an hour, mate. I hope about an hour. Because I'm so tired. I am. I've got my energy drink, so hopefully I'll last. And not fall, flat on my face. Maybe. Anyway, so I worked out what it was called in the end. Because I keep saying shave horse, or not shave horse, I keep saying, voice horse. It's a shave horse. The idea is you use it with your draw knife, such as this, and traditionally it'd be used for making spindles for chairs and maybe spoons. That'd be by the wood bodger. Yeah, the wood bodger, the guy who'd be working in the woods, making stuff, a bit of old hazel or chestnut or whatever wood is there that's available to them, making parts for chairs. Well, it'd have something like one of these, or similar. There's all sorts of different designs of them. This is just, it's just one design, and it's I've had it a while now. It's been left outside, and it was in a bit of a state. Hello, Steve saying, hello, Gingers. Yeah, I'll charge my microphone. Thank you very much. I've also got my fluffy one sitting there ready, just in case. Yeah. For some reason, this battery in this one don't last as long as that one by a long shot. So anyway, so what we're going to do is we're going to see if we can get this finished off. I'll remove this clamp, or both these clamps on there, they come off. We don't need them on there at the moment. No. And the wedges, the legs are all solid now. They're solid as a rock. They're absolutely fine. So what we're going to do is we'll clean them off. First we'll cut the excess of the wedges off without touching the glue a bit of luck, so it'll be a bit higher, then we'll sand that flat with the sander. So let's remove them. This is a Japanese pull saw, and it actually comes from Lidl's. It was about £5 for a set of two. They're not very good. They tend to, there's not enough set on them. They're supposed to be a flush cut saw, so they're ideal for dowels and trimming these off. But yeah, even then, as you can see, they keep buckling. But they're cheap. They're sharp. They're sharp enough. It's just, it's not great. There you are. I cut them off pretty much. And if I remember yesterday when I had to go in for my tea, I actually fell asleep on the chair. Because I was going to come back out again and I fell asleep, so I didn't. So, by the time I woke up, it's too late. Anyway, what I did do though is, at 10 o'clock last night, I did turn these up, or finish turning up the one that was on there, which was this one, and then I turned the other one up, which is down here, on there, let me see it, yeah. It's on there anyway. So, I thought, okay, I'll be ready for tomorrow, which is today. So we're going to glue and wedge these into place. If I can get it out to glue it, that is. There you go, it's coming out. And that's the foot one, it's slightly bigger. And this one's for the vice portion of this thing. I might move the camera around a bit actually, so you can see what's going on a bit better, I think. Get a different aspect, maybe. Oh, by the way, I think I'm getting footage of the birds, the little great tits, in that TIE fighter over there. Yeah, because they've been going in and out, in and out, in and out. I'll be very surprised if we haven't actually managed to capture them on that camera. You can see the camera sitting on a stand, and they've been pretty busy. They have, so hopefully I'll get some footage off there this time. Footage is worth having, that is, because I did have footage, but it was pretty awful. Yeah, it was all bleached out with the sun. So anyway, I've got that on there. So what we're going to do is literally glue these together. I've got to do it in situ, because once these are glued on, you're not going to get it off again. No. So I'm going to mix some glue up, ready. That's a good idea, isn't it? Let's mix some glue up. Cascamite powdered resin wood glue. Not bad, that's a little bit much. Don't need that much. There you go. Some water. Where's my water? Water's over there. Where's the old pot I was using before? Which is over there. I might have a stick in it still. I wasted a bit yesterday. Well, didn't I just? Now, can you remember me saying yesterday, if you're watching yesterday, that this wood glue is rigid. It's great for doing joints. And because it's rigid and great for doing joints, it's because it's brittle. It doesn't compress. It's because it's hard. Yeah? Probably it's better example, get better here. Probably said I'd do that. See what I mean? It's brittle. And as a gap filler in a joint, so this was yesterday, so it's still not quite gone off because it's still a bit white in places. There's a bit white. But yeah, it doesn't compress in the joint. Hello, Casper Northerner. What else we've got here? We've got Gingers, Steve C. Casper Northerner. Nice to have you here too. So yeah, I'll just mix that glue up. And I've got to set to one side so it can be doing its thing. It has to soak the moisture up, basically. It doesn't mix as well as the old stuff. They keep changing the recipe, not for the better, but for the worse. So yeah, not great. But like I said yesterday, gluesdirect.co.uk, they do have this stuff. I probably can't get hold of any anymore unless I smuggle some in the car. Smuggle it across the border. But I don't think we're going to be able to get that shipped here now. Probably something to do with the UK reach and stuff, but they are not in force yet. But there will be. There's still a lot of problems regarding import and export and stuff like that. It's chemicals, isn't it? You know, chemicals. Right, so I'll leave that to one side. Let that do its thing. So I'll put it over here. Just got to sand that off there. Sand it off there. We need to fix the base portion of the vice. What do you mean by that? Let's go that way. That's where it was on that side there. But I don't want to reuse the holes and the screws, so I might put it that way round instead. But then I've got that knot. Well, I don't really want it. Oh, I will make yours. That'll be fine. It's not where the clamp goes. Okay, because there's a big knot there, you see. But I don't think that's a problem. I just don't want to reuse the holes in here where the screws are, because effectively, well, I'd have to put bigger screws in. And I just potentially could split the board. I don't want to do that either, do I? No. First of all, let's just sand them off on the top here. Let's bring it in a bit closer so you can see what's going on. Oh my giddy aunt, what was that? Oh my giddy aunt, that was a lantern. There's all sorts of silly things around here, I'll tell you. Oh, Caroline's hit something with a lawnmower. Damn. I wonder what she's hit with a lawnmower. Whatever it was, it stopped the lawnmower. She probably hit a bit of wire or something. She's blind as about, I think. Right, just sand that off there. I think it's plugged in. Oh, I left it plugged in. Now if I can show you, bring you a bit closer. Because I've used Cascamite, it's literally, I know it's not quite gone off yet, it's still a bit soft where it's white. But it literally fills the space. It doesn't shrink back very far either. Unlike PVA, that'll be like a big hollow in there. There's a couple of bubbles in there at the back there. But you can see what I mean though. It's a very useful glue. Because it's so hard, it sands really well. Let's do these back ones. There you go. That one shrunk back a little bit. Show you what I mean. I bet it's got wires all caught around the blade probably. You can see on that one there. If you look there, that's where it has shrunk because the gaps were quite big. Because of the original holes, you see. No, we just put the wedges and glued and wedged it. But it's a darn sight better than it was. Because the legs are solid now, they're not moving at all. So it works, it does work. So it's very useful glue. Even though the glue is not as good as it used to be, it still works for that gap filling capacity that it's got. It works a treat actually for that purpose. Mad Monk 33, hello buddy, I hope you're well. On my other channel, I don't even notice, my videos are starting to do a little bit better. So it's quite good. Oh, got mother-in-law over there. Oh my god, I've got a spectator. Oh no. Should I throw stones at her? What do you reckon? We'll go for it. There she is. Is that a Bacardi and Coke? Yes. Oh my god, how the other half lives. Oh, I don't know. What are you like? Oh, it's got a fag and all. Oh my giddy aunt. So you know what? I took her out. We had Chinese and that, and Chinese buffet. It was really nice. I had loads of sushi. She ate my food. She's not working now. Look at her. Lazy woman. Blimey. How did Jim put up with that? I don't know. think she's ignored. Did you just say take a run and jump? She just said take a run and jump. Karen, did you, when you first met me, did you understand me? No. Oh, okay. That was a no. I don't think you lot do either, do you? No. Or do you? Maybe. Oh, that's frightening. Anyway, so we've got what you broke. It hit something on the lawnmower. That was a big stone. Is the blade all bent up again? Have you checked it? Okay. Make it like a corkscrew. That's me doing this, and then she's cutting grass. Right. So okay, we've got that wedge. The legs are solid now. They are very, very solid actually. They're more solid than the table. The table's wobbly because I need to sort that out. So the next stage is just see whether or not the glue's ready to be mixed. Because at the moment it's at the cottage cheese stage. You see, the lumpy stage. Ooh. So the more we mix it, it becomes more and more. It's already become more liquid. It's bizarre stuff. It really is. So you just keep mixing. And we used to use this in our boat building game years ago, and it's a great glue. Not as great these days because somebody wants to make more money without actually make it even more creamy. Like, see, it's working, creamy. You want to eat it though? No. So it's normally I mix a little bit thinner than that, but because I'm using it for quite loose joints, I want to make sure it fills the void, not just run out everywhere. But it's very good glue. The glues we used to use in in boat building, obviously PVAs. Everyone uses PVAs for some jobs. But on the whole, we'll be using either Cascamite, which is this pad resin wood glue, which is basically urea formaldehyde, and then one called Aerolite, and that's a two-part glue, like a two-pack. Which is very, very, very good. That's a better option, but more expensive, a lot more expensive. Before Brexit, when I was buying my Cascamite wood glue, when it was better, it's become even more liquid. Like that. Don't add any more water. It's just the mixing. It's bizarre. But yeah, it's before Brexit. This stuff I could get quite easily from the UK and have it shipped here. So I buy it in a 25 kilo sacks. That's what I was doing from Polyvine in the UK, and that's fine. Yeah, that's just quite happy to do that. And because I was doing a lot of work, it was worthwhile buying like that. And I was paying, including shipping, 124. Well, I did have a look before. About a year. I've had this bag for just over a year. Been using it just over a year. It usually lasts me a couple of years, you see, normally. Anyway, this when I looked about just before Christmas, well, lots of places said they couldn't get it, they wouldn't ship it here. Anyway, I contacted Polyvine and said, yeah, we'll ship it, blah, 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 blah. They didn't tell me if there's any extra duty, what have you. But they doubled in price anyway. So I was like, crikey, so I didn't. Besides, I don't really need it so much these days, to be honest. I don't have to use Cascamite. What I do. No, not anymore. Because I was making a lot of shutters and stuff before, so I needed to make sure I had a really good waterproof glue. Because it's outside. So let's put that together, shall we? The vice portion of the shave horse, which are these two pieces here. No idea, as you sit on here, you see, and your legs push, let's loosen that a little bit, and your legs push the bottom portion out, thus clamping the top against a board, which we will be installing in a minute as well. Before we do that, we're going to install this first. So what we have this part here, which has got to slide onto there. And what I'm going to do is actually, before I slide that on, I'm going to put a bit of linseed oil into the hole. So it's like pre-linseeded. It's like a pre-lube. Whatever that is. So grab a little bit of linseed. And we're going to whack a bit in the hole. Whack it in the hole. I'll put a bit on those threads as well. Because all these places are always be end grain in there, you see, because obviously you've got a hole, there's end grain. And that's going to soak up water if any water gets in there, so I might as well pre-lube before I do it. Not these holes, because I've got to glue those ones, and the glue will seal them. I don't know what it is, but I think my mother-in-law, I think she's got a thing about me. I do. Yeah. I think she fancies me. Yeah. Did you hear that? She said, oh, he's dreaming. I'm too good for you, she says. She said, you won't be able to satisfy me. That's what she said. she's got like a smirk on her face, she has. Now, mother-in-law's been actually very, unbelievably good, actually. She's been doing all sorts of flipping jobs. She seems to be just like digging. Digging and planting potatoes. She's 81 as well. You've been busy. Right, so we're going to fill these holes down the bottom here with glue. Bring it back a little bit so you can see, maybe. Everything's going to be wonky. There we go. It's a bit actually do it. La 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 la. So we're going to fill the holes with glue. Sounds like a plan. I love it when a plan comes together. Now, I learned something today. I was doing my video this morning for tomorrow morning, and I'm trying to get myself a bit more organised with my videos on the other channel, and on all shorts. Anyway, I was trying. I'm not very organised, as you probably noticed. Anyway, I was doing my video with sound effects and stuff, and I was having a bit of a problem with my Donald Tusk, or Tusk sound effect, you know. Special place in hell and all that, you know. I was having a bit of trouble with it. So I thought, I'll change the pitch, you know, the speed of the sound track. Well, I never realised. If you slow it down by 1 or maybe 2, mine's 1, maybe 2. Come back! Oh, so I'm just using my painted glue spreader to spread the glue around everywhere. And it is rather special, this glue spreader. I'm quite attached to it, actually, to be fair. Yeah. Goes everywhere with me, it does. Oh dearie. I would be using my other glue spreaders, but the thing is, because it's round, straight things don't go round. Not unless you bend them and then they snap. So make sure it's primed with glue. Make sure it's all the way in. Squeeze it in there. Right, so. Get in there, you. No messing about. Ugh. Drinking that flipping energy drink, it's not a great idea really, because it's gassy. I keep feeling like I have wind. I've got a microphone near my face, and I keep burping. Yeah, I'm trying to be in control, you see. I'm a controlled burp. Yeah. Can't have that, can you? Not really. Not when you're doing a live show. Can't have burping. It's not cheddar. Right, anyway, that one's there. I'm using my finger. I painted the glue spreader again. Everyone should get one. That's not very professional, is it? I'll use my painted stick instead. So, using the painted stick. Yeah, my videos have been doing a lot better on the other channel for some reason. So, I'm hopeful. We'll see. You never know. I'll keep plodding on. I'm just going to do one a day at the moment. I'm going to keep it the same day, 7 days a week. Same time, 7 days a week. But just one a day at the moment. And see if that makes a difference being a bit more, how to put it, a bit more formulaic, a bit more structured. See, I'm not a structured person, you see. I'm a bit floppy. Oh dear. A bit of glue on there. Got to make sure it's got glue everywhere, you see. I'd rather it ooze out. Yeah, like I said yesterday, if you're doing a fine piece of work, well then you don't really want loads of glue spread out because you just end up glue spread out. You want glue squeezing out everywhere. That's it, squeeze, because it could ruin your surfaces and seal where you maybe will be staining, and the glue creates a seal, and then you'll have like this discolouring where you put in stains, and that's no good. So, but this obviously doesn't matter because it's because what it is. It's not meant to be all twee. No, it's meant to be functional. It's got to do a job. That's what it's got to do. This is the fiddly bit. I've got to try and line 3 things up. Oh dear. It's like an orgy. Trying to line all this stuff at the same time. That's got to go there. Have I got the right way around? I hope I got the right way around. Yeah, I think so. Can't really not really, can you? Oh, that one's shifting out of there. Get in, yo! Oh, it's going in. It's going in. There's your nose. So we'll use a clamp just to make it a little bit easier. It's like a second little pair of hands it is. I'm going to have to reload my video again. If anyone's seen it, my Montreal Petroleum one, because I haven't actually got it on all shorts properly. So I was going to just slight edit and put it back on and put it on all shorts. If anyone's seen it, and I might then start. I might have a go at making another one actually. Another Montreal's Petroleum, Montreal Petroleum, or another. Oh, there you go. I'm not sure which yet. So let's go on there like that. That's going on. Oh, it's squeezing up it. Whoa. Oh. I've got to decide whether I'm going to wedge that or whether or not I'm. Where's that gone like that? That's not good. Get back in there, put a bit of glue in that. Got a little bit of breakout in this, so you can't see it, so it's okay. I mean, you can't see it. Ah, there you go. On there. Right, that's on there. I might have to get another clamp, that might be a good idea. Let's go on there like that. Oh, just like that. Just like that. On you get. It needs to be reasonably tight and together. I don't want it too floppy. No, you can't have it too floppy. Oh, some misses. All right, there you go. Right. Oh, get back on there, you devil. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Alright, so that screw's not on there. Yep, there you go. I'm talking to myself again, aren't I? Sign of madness. Okay, there's enough room for it to move back and forwards. You don't want it too loose and you don't want it too tight. Yeah, that's right, that's good. It could be a little bit tight. I'm just going to grab another clamp. Oh, blimey needle, I had one over here all along. Oh, that'll do. Oh, okay. That's a little bit of an overkill. Maybe that is. Oh, smashed myself in the head. Before it slides. Oh, that one. A friend of mine giving me that clamp and needs a bit of work. That clamp. That might be a video. It's cleaning up and making it all pretty and functional and pretty. Right, that's going in like so. Now what I'm going to actually do is I'm actually going to put some nails in there so it holds it together in sort of a temporary fashion. So I can remove the clamps so they're not in the way. And then we can, yeah, that's the kitty. That's the kitty. So it holds it all together then, you see. Well, yeah, that's all right. It's a bit of a twist in it, but that's because the rod's not perpendicular to the actual side here. Oh. I've made it out of balance. You stay there, you. Right, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to get those nails in quick before I do anything else. Then I'm going to remove those clamps because at the moment it's trying to fall over because of the weight of the clamps. There's only 3 little legs, you see. We've actually put a hot tub on. It's only one of those inflatable ones. It's actually really good. We've had it about 6 years now. And it's a great little thing. So we put that on this, see? Hopefully it's alright. So I put a big old nail in there. That's a 16 gauge that one. It's not huge. We're going to wedge these as well, you see. First of all, I want to make sure it doesn't spread while I do what we need to do. So I can remove the clamps basically. So I'll lock it into place with the nail gun. Yeah, I know, wood bodger wouldn't have a nail gun. I know. It's off there. there. That's what I outside as well. Like so. Don't nail your fingers. No, it's a bad idea. I don't know if you realise this, but it hurts. Been there, done that. Don't do it again. Right. So all this oozy gluey stuff that needs to be removed. I've mixed too much glue again. I think something to do with that. Don't like waste. Right, so the next stage, we've got a couple of stages we could do. One is, I could wedge it. I could just rely on the glue if I wanted to, but I don't really want to do that. Seems a bit, well, a bit lazy, but also not as good. Now, I want to do a joint strength test at some point. I watched one the other day by a woodworker that I watch quite regular on YouTube. And he did a test, and he came out with a variety of the mitre was one of the strongest joints. He did all these tests, you know, it was convincing. But I don't see how it could be stronger than a dovetail. All I could make out is a dovetail wasn't very good fitting. Yeah, we're talking about mitre, you're talking about end grain almost, aren't you? End grain doesn't glue very well. So I don't understand why it did so well. Even pocket screws did well. I can believe it. The horrible things they are. But, you know, pocket screws. They look it's like a jig you get called a Craig jig, pocket hole jig, and it's basically puts these special screws in it. I say special screws. They're basically screws at an angle. And it looks god awful. Yeah, with holes everywhere. I don't like it. I think they're rubbish. It's not woodwork. No, not at all. Why are you using glue? The normal thing is to use slots and wedges. I have been using slots and wedges, QA library. Look, but with glue as well. And over here, see? And it's gone the right way, along with the grain, you know, perpendicular to the grain. There, see? I have been using, because we can use glue these days. Because we have it. See, when they, yeah, the old wood bodgy, they wouldn't have anything like that. No, everything been green, and when it all got a bit slack and a bit rubbish, they'd have made a new one. They'd start again. I don't need to, because I've got glue. And it's good glue, it's Cascamite, powdered vegetable wood glue, which is a very, very strong glue. And also it's a great gap filler. And like I said, this is an old one. This is one I had before, and it just basically rotted in places. It wasn't usable. So the idea is to make it usable again. So that's why, sort of. But technically, no, you shouldn't have to. That's like windows and stuff. You know, and windows, like all these the old windows on this house were all just dry jointed and pegged. Yeah, a bit little dowel in the corners where the joint come together, the mortise and tenon. And which is fine, you know, absolutely fine. But as things progress, and we expect our windows to fit properly, and they're not all go all loose and gappy, we don't want them to move. And if I had my customer find the windows starting to get a bit gappy, they'll complain. They won't be very happy. But technically, you are correct. I've got a short side now. I'm going to put wedges in there, or I'm just going to glue it. We're just going to put a peg on the side. It looks quite cool to stick the nail actually. So I could just try and put a peg in it, but then by doing that, am I weakening that? Oh, decisions. I'm going to put a peg in it, and I'm going to put a wedge in. That's what I've done elsewhere. So I need to cut these off part way. Put glue into the older. I shouldn't be using a saw for this job. I probably can't use the saw, but it's not designed for that. Oh no, I'm going to put glue over my distant. Yeah, I'll clean off. Put some wax on that. That's sticky. lot of wedges in there to make your Eli happy. Oh, I wonder how the that's not better. I'd have a little job. I had an order. We've got our I say an order for the missus. Our vacuum cleaners, one of them pneumatic Henry, still with a smiley face on the front, and the handle broke. So that bit broke off basically. So I had to put another bit on that end. So I thought I'll buy another handle. I'm not paying like 15 quid plus another 15 quid postage for that. Stupid. I'll do it. So I fixed it. I used an old toothbrush. Karen don't know yet. I'll use a toothbrush. It's in there. A tiny bit there, a little bit of plastic there. What I've done is I've anodised it in. But also I've the plastic welded it as well. It seems to be strong enough. I think it is. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. You know, don't want to come out. So this toothbrush had a bit of metal in it. Like an aluminium angle going through it. Like a scaffolded toothbrush. What's that all about? Why do you need metal in a toothbrush? A bit bizarre. That's a signal one. Anyway, what am I doing? I'm bought backs and forwards. That's what I'm doing. Aimlessly. We now need some wedges. So first of all, we need to cut some wedges. I've got some bits of wood over here so I need 4 wedges. I've got that piece of wood there I could make a wedge out of. That is almost a wedge already, which I could use in that's a tight one that is. That would go in there. What else we got? We got any wedges ready? No, none over there. Oh, I could cut the wedges on the bandsaw, but we're going to use a chisel. And hopefully I've got enough. Hopefully I get 4 out of that. It's not a very good bit of wood because it's got a flaw in it there. So there's one there. We'll see. So they might not be. How wide is that? I'm going to have to go a bit wide that way, isn't it? I'll get away with that actually. Maybe not. Am I mumbling? I think I'm mumbling. Am I mumbling? Yeah, that side there. I might have to. Let's get another bit of wood. Let's see. Let's see what we do. Oh no, went through. You can see there the grain, because of where the knot is, the grain is a bit wavy. But we'll tweak that. Well, that one's worse. Oh dear. It's doing it though, sort of. Get back on their leg. Not going all the way through because I don't want to hold it big. Oh god, that bit was terrible. Might have to go get another. That's a bit rough. The grain is going all over the place. I'm just back in a second. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. La 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 la. Cheating. I cheated. Bandsaws are very handy things. They're in the woods as well, you know, apparently. Yeah, they do, honest. Alright, so the wedge has got to go that way because the grain's going that way. If you can't put a wedge in that way, potentially you could split your leg. Whatever you like to call it. I've got to do this without it falling over. So create a slot to get started. And we'll grab a wedge, skinny one we'll do in there. Now, if for instance it's not very thin on the edge, you don't actually have to say, oh, I know, I'm going to sand it down or something. Just find something hard and give it a tap. So that's what I'm going to do over here. So basically I squish the end down with a hammer. That should fit into the slot a bit better. Now that's better. Lose better. in there. Give it a bit. So we'll just cut it off. A bit of flat surface. That one's tight already, that one is, so. You see it squeezes the glue top and bottom and you start tapping it in. So that's tight. Same on the bottom one. So this side's tight. It's tighter than the other side for some reason. But anyway, it don't matter. No. So I have this bit of walnut there and a bit of walnut here. Which is there and that one there. So up to the bottom side here first. What do I do with a chisel? That's over here. There it is. See that one there? Yeah. It's quite hard to be working on using a mobile phone for this job because you can't actually. I'm using a hammer on there. Mallet. Crikey, what I'm doing. Never used a hammer on a wooden handle. Quickly bugger it all up. I've actually got some old chisels, some really nice old chisels actually, that need new handles. So that might be a video I do later. That one in there. Alright, let's just clean the edge up a little bit, a bit wide. That's on there. You see it doing it, squeezing the glue at the top and bottom. That'll be cut off anyway, but that's in there. That's good. Kind of cheating a little bit, but just a little, because I can. It'll be the same on this side. Where can I put this so you can see? Turn it around, I suppose. I'll drop the wedges on the floor. That was a good idea, wasn't it? Not. We're getting there, aren't we? So that'll be the wedge arrangement here that we've got to do here. There's various different types of these. This is not the only type of shave horse that you can, make. There's lots of designs out there. That they're split that a bit, sort of. I've had a bit of a tool clean-up. What you don't want is water-based glues pitting your tool. You don't want that pitted tool, no. So he's saying, I hope the audio is okay. So normally the cross bracing is slots and wedges. And the part you just cut off. Sorry. Normally the cross bracing is slots and wedges. The part you just cut off. Yeah, in here, wedges. Oh, you talk about cross wedging, as in like go that way like that and like that. You can do that, but I don't want to go put a wedge in here and spread it that way, because potentially you can split. Because near the end grain, near the end, so potentially I could end up splitting it as it dries. I don't really want to do that because this is still at 35% moisture, even though it's been on the wood pile for God knows how long. Oops, that way. I know there's tradition. I'm not worrying about tradition. I'm worrying about function. I want it to work. Like I say, yes, about eco stuff, about the environment, what have you. I think we need we have to be practical about it, because you're not going to bring people on board. Lots of people just say, "Oh no, I'm not interested in that. I don't want to make the sacrifice." See, people are going to look for a solution that they feel they can live with, even though they've got no real choice. People won't make a changes until they realise that the skin's melting off. Oh no, I've got no skin. Oh dear, I wish I did that. Yeah, I wish I listened. Took more care of the environment, but no. Actually, my son made a bench. It was actually over there, actually, and I had to tidy it up a little bit because he put the wedges in the wrong direction, and it did actually split the end of the seat portion. And I put metal bands around that now. Damn it. That was not my plan. I was being a bit overzealous there. There you go. Bugger. It's because I'm using walnut. Walnut's not very strong. But that was laying there. That was just laying there, so I used it. Ooh, just. I need to put another bit in there. What's in there? Well, I squeezed it there, that's right. As long as the glue is squeezing out, it's doing its job. So that one at the bottom there, I should not really be using walnut. I should really be using oak, but I've got walnut there. Oak will be loads better. Oak is a bit shit. I'll tell you what, because it's a bit shit, I could probably get away with that if I use a sander to clean it up with. That bit of wood shit. Ah! Took too many floors in it. Oh, I'm going to have to find another bit. La 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 la. La 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 la. Right, well, hang on, what have we got here? No, 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 no. Ah, yes, yes, perfect. Right, that's better. Aha! Oak is definitely the better option. That's squeezing the glue out, which is what I want to see. Dee. It's all about function, you know, function. Got to do a job. Oh, bring it on. Ah, ouch, ouch, ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. All right, that's it. Right, so that is on there. I'm going to clean the glue off in a minute once it's got a bit rubberier. I'll just smear it and soak it into the wood otherwise, which don't really matter, I suppose. Right. So I'm going to just get a pin nailer in there, just pin that back. 23 gauge. Great little thing if it'll pierce your ears. Yeah. Right, 23 gauge pin nails. I do doing trims, like, you know, if you do any fine work, what have you, because the nails are so, well, they're so skinny, only 23 gauge. You barely see them. Okay. Let's have that back split. That caught when I drove it through. Yeah, glue all over my flipping fingers. Lovely. Right. So there we have that portion of. Oh no, that's perfect. Yep. Moves but not loose. Don't want too loose. Oh, loose, about loose. Right. Let's we sand off that so it'll miss that. So on that side. Excellent. That's perfect. I want it tight. I might free up even more, to be honest. It shrinks, it becomes looser. And this is the old hinge that we took off yesterday. I cleaned it up. So a wire brush, just whacked a little bit of paint. The fact that it's actually not seized up, it's been sitting out in the rain. It still moves and what have you. It's only a steel hinge. It's all rusty, but it's got quite a few knuckles on it. 1, 2, 6 knuckles on that hinge. About a 3-inch hinge. It's quite a lot. Usually about 4. Hey, cool. Oh, are you, Kirilo? Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, but this is not really furniture, is it? It's actually just a tool to a job. It's a bit. They're always. I've looked at all these different designs on them, and every single one of them is rough as old guts. Right? They're cool. Don't get me wrong, and no glues, obviously. You know, because they'll be out in the weather. But not modern glue, so yeah. Chair design, excellent. A friend of mine actually used to be a chair designer. And he's the guy I managed to get. If you've seen all my lovely hand planes, my Stanley Baileys, my big uns, that was him. I got the Bruce. I've got a surname now. He's wrote in the fine woodworking or something. It's an American carpentry magazine. And about sharpening, I've actually got a sharpening jig in there as well. The ones with it got the sledges, the carriages. It's like 3 sharpening stones, and you've got all different carriages for different plane irons and stuff and chisels. And that was his system. And he wrote about it, and it got in. I think it was fine woodworking. He used to live down the road here. Lovely guy. Bruce Tomlinson. That's it. The sort of things I normally make. I like problem solving, that sort of thing, but also work-wise, it's all windows, doors, shutters and stuff like that. But as you already know, my customer base was hard hit by Brexit, so it's not very helpful. Because a lot of people I used to work for, not by choice, that's how it was, were English immigrants living here in France. And they basically wanted someone who spoke English because they felt they could deal with something. And I mean, I've been doing it all my life, so. Anyway, it damaged my business big time. But anyway, there you go. Stay the thief, things change, move on, do something different. But YouTube instead. Make yourself even more poor. So now we've got this little arrangement here. And this effectively is the base. This is going to be adjustable. The idea being is, depending on the thickness of the piece of wood that you want to clamp into place, think your foot pushing forwards on here, pressing this down onto your workpiece. So let's say, for instance, that was your workpiece, and that was mounted on there. That you grip it like so. Now, I made this for cleaning bark off branches and stuff like that. If, for instance, you're doing if you were doing spindles or you're doing spoons and stuff like that, or your chairs, legs on your chairs, for instance, you won't turn them. You just do them with a draw knife, such as this one down here, like that. Well, then you'd have a different arrangement at the top here, like especially spoons and stuff. The jaw is different. It makes any sense. It comes down to more of a point to hold a small piece of wood. And also, this arrangement is further back. It isn't so far back. Further forward, sorry. It isn't so far back as it is on this one. This one's done so I can actually do a log, basically. Yeah, not lay a log. No. So I can peel off the bark, like I was doing when I was cleaning these 2 bits of chestnut up in the vise over there, which I would have done on here, but I didn't have it because obviously in bits. And also it was in a hell of a bad state because I've just left that in the bad weather the last few years. And I made that about 10 years ago. It must be 10 years ago. This is an old board that was in the old styles. Oh, you know, the cows stick their heads in. Like a milk and parlour type thing. And yeah, anyway. But I'm not a chair designer. That I'm gonna, you know, I can stick 2 bits of wood together. I can pretty much do any joint you throw at me. But I'm not a chair designer. I'll tell you what I do like doing though is when I if I'm making the chairs, for instance, you know you got the back 2 legs on your chair. Effectively, they're cranked. Normally, you crank them because you've got your back to make your back comfortable, and then to spread the load of the balance of the chair, they're displaced. So effectively, your leg is like bent. So if, for instance, you're doing with a wood bodger, you could actually do it without 1 piece of wood, could you? Because you find your piece of timber to suit, and you either split both of them out of 1 piece of wood so the shape is exactly the same. But if you're using straight timber, you've got to do that joint. And sometimes just in 3 parts, that joint comes into 3 sections. So, for instance, it's going into the seat portion, the frame part of the seat as well, where you obviously the front legs attached to. And that can get quite complicated. I used to, years ago, when I worked a few weeks actually, I was working in a friend's workshop and he had a CNC machine. It wasn't that long ago. When was that? That had been 2007, a couple of years before we came here. And basically created a blank, and on the back, you just press a button, this little CNC rotor comes along and cuts all the chair legs. You know, legs and the back pieces all together, ready to be glued together. Clever stuff. I'm going to screw that onto there. I've got a little bit of oil on there first before I put the screws in. More for the point, so this has got a bit of protection underneath the hinges. So if you don't do that, you're just going to end up with, well, rot. That'll be where the, that'll be where it, well, as you know, that'll end up being, okay, it's going to go on there, I'm mumbling. I do that, as you probably know. So I'm going to screw that on there like that, or just like that. And, now these are going to be too long. Not a problem though, because we're going to clean them off with the sand on that back face. I know you wouldn't normally do that, but I want more thread as I possibly can into the piece of timber because the timber's only 3/4 thick, or about an inch, no, about an inch thick. So battery drills, we need a battery drill. Oh, nice trip. Try to see if I've got what a better screwdriver bit. That one's broken. So what style of chair did you do, Queen Library? Was it Windsor chair? Seen people making cricket bats using a horse similar to this. Yeah, you can. There's no reason why not. And you'd oil the hell out of it. What, out of 1 piece of wood, or would it be a proper jointed one? If you're doing that way. Right, I really could do a bradawl or pilot. A bradawl. Just makes it a little bit easier. Also, really, I should be pilot because I'm at the end grain here. Yeah, I'm at near the edge. So there's a possibility it's going to split the wood. But I've got to take the risk. I don't think I will. I'm going to just mark where they're going to be. And then I've got to get a drill bit and pilot all it. So when you're doing chair design there, correct, if you're still there, did you start with, hello Charlotte, hope you're well there in the United States. If you're still there, Curry Library, what sorts of chairs did you make? I suppose you had to make a prototype, did you, or did you just do the design work? coming. I'm coming. Here I come. Right. First of all, I'm just going to pilot hole those. I'm a bit worried because it's right near the edge of that piece of wood and it's going to end up just splitting out. And it's the same piece of wood I took off before. I just put the hinge on the upper end. Chair design then. It's IKEA. How light can we make these chairs? How hollow can we make the legs? Maybe. Right, these are going to poke through. I could get small screws, but I want as much thread as I possibly can into the wood. So, all I'll do is I'll just run the angle grinder or the sander over the points and get rid of them. Other options, you could use nuts and bolts, I suppose. There you go, so far so good. And that is going to go on there like that. Oh, yeah, there. On there like that. Just like that. Yeah, just like that. You talking to me? What's she talking to me? So just line it on there, so it's the same width. Put the old Douglas fir. Oh, damn it. Come on, harder. Alright, I'm going to put a bit of glue in those holes. Because it's close to the old holes. You could put like a little wedge in there, like a little bit of wood. Like a cocktail stick. That's a little trick for you. If you've got woodworm and you want to fill it, cocktail sticks work a treat. I'm saying woodworm as in it's come and gone. Obviously, if it hasn't come and gone, well, then you need to get rid of it. But if you just got to get rid of the holes, cocktail sticks. They're hard wood for a start, and they just work. Been there, done that. Right. Now, when I put this on. This is when, oh damn, I might have made a mistake here. Oh, I have. So I'll have to. I've made a boovie, unless I can get that further up. No, I can't. So what I'm going to have to do is take the screws out of that one again in a minute. I'll put these on there first, so they're in the right place. I've made a real boobie. Oh no, I haven't. I put it there instead. That might be a better idea. That's a much better idea. Yes, I like that. I'm going to cheat. Because I made a boobie. Because I should have put this on before I put that on. And because... which I made. If I put that on there at where it was before, like that, with the hinge screwed to the top of that, the boob I've made, see, it's the thing we do live, it's sort of like warts and all, isn't it? As you come down, it's on the wrong side of that. And if I try and do it that way, hang on, just a second, have I made a boob? Can I get that part? No, I can't. So, yeah, I made a boobie. So, because I've done it that way round, I should have put this on before I put that on. But there again, on the other hand, you would never be able to change it again, would you, unless you removed this. So it probably is a good thing that I fit it end on instead, which I use longer screws, I think, for that job then. Yeah. That's nutty. Didn't think of that. There you go. So we could solve it. We could solve it. Problem averted. I should use panheads really. But it don't really matter, not for this job. So I'm going to screw to the end grain, so I'm using slightly longer screws now. Still screwing into big nokes, it's pretty strong enough. Right, screw first. I could use screw cups even, but why am I worrying? You have to ask yourself, what it's not a piece of furniture, is it? Alright, bit of oil on there. There you go, that's good. Line it up, that's good. Move back there, let's make sure that lines up as you go up here. The right place, yeah, that's right, that's good. Actually, I might want to plane it down a little bit. It's a bit tight up top there. Yeah. Take that screw out again. What I'm going to do is just take a tiny amount off. So tiny, man. It's about a quarter of an inch in. That's 6 mil. I'll just use a block plane for that. I've got one there. Oh, I've got to lose all my patina. Take the aerosols, I'll give myself splinters. Ah, there we go. There she blows. Normally, if something that size, I'll be using my number 7 Bailey. So it'll be a bit of chalk and cheese regarding the side of the plane I'm using at the moment, which is this little number 9 there. Number 9? No, because it's a Stanley. This one won't be number 9. What size is that? It is. She says at the back here. It's a. Oh, God, long number. Oh, it's a 012. 012 06. Right, see what happens there. Oh, that's better. That's loads better. It works. Screw that back on. Make sure it's down both sides. Yep, that's good. Make the other screws in. Pile it on first. Should really be like I said, there should be pan heads in there, really. Oil. There we go. Now I've got to sand them off on top there. Let's grab a sander. Right. Sparks! We have sparks. Oh, look, sparks. Nearly there, aren't we? If you had done this the other way round, we could have seen better rather than watching your. Oh, good point. At what point? I put the camera there because I was getting bleached out. Because the light's a bit better now. Actually, the light's a bit. Put these lights on up there. What's wrong with my bag? Don't you like my bag? I thought I got a lovely bag. I'll just put some lights on it as well. It's a bit dark in there. But if you have a look, you see what I'm doing, what I've been doing. So we've kind of wedged that one. I've got this one here is wedged. So now we have to make this adjustable. At the moment, obviously, it's just doing that. And that's just no good. No. Oh, there's a voluptuous back, isn't it? You just look the front. And my derriere. Pretty much every other part of me. Apart from the parts that really matter. Yeah, the problem where we are at the moment, it's okay now because the sun's behind clouds, but when the sun comes out, I get like a really, just here, because the roof line is there, I get like a hard shadow going right across the middle of this space. I can really wear, I don't know, shading it maybe, I don't know. And it's, the camera can't cope with it, and you look like I sort of look black and white basically, you know, dark and light. Seeing people making cricket bats, well, yeah, they do. Wood furniture designer, Noemi. Yeah, I don't do any fine cut carpentry, you can probably imagine. All my stuff is a bit, well, I say I've done fine carpentry, but it's not my thing. I'm not into twee, really, I suppose. Function, I like things, I'm rustic. I like, not rustic as in it's bloody splinters everywhere. I want it to work, I want it to be strong. It's got to do its job, obviously. But like, if I think of things like, I don't know, marquetry and all that sort of stuff, I don't like it. I just don't like it. I find some of that stuff is pretentious. I'll say something else I don't like. I don't like river tables. Got a bit of a bother about them. If you know what I mean by a river table, it's like when someone gets a big slab of wood, it's got a split in the middle because it's got the pith in it. Yeah, back the centre of the tree. And they put all sorts of shit inside it and then fill up with resin. Now, it's the kind of thing, it might cost a lot of money to have done because resin's expensive. But also, it's the kind of furniture that you'll have in 3 years' time. You think, why do I have that? I don't like it now. It might look cool then, but it's a little bit weird. Don't want it. That's why I see it. A bit like when we painted our kitchen green, lime green. Within 6 months we decided we don't like it. we changed it, toned it down. Not here in England. In England, that's several years ago. That's when lime green was a thing. And now it's like, maybe not. No lime green, thank you. There's a problem when you start doing things for your taste 100%. My son's father-in-law, they kind of done it in their house, a bit 50s, which I like it, but it's the kind of thing that makes the house hard to sell. It took them ages, but they sold it now, but only just, but it took them ages to find a buyer. I'll put it down to the fact that they basically cut a lot of their market off because they're just because they're done to their taste. They're kind of like stuck in the 50s, even though they weren't even born in the 50s. They're my age. But like 50s, it was fine. Never to their own. Rock and roll and all that, you know. Some things just don't work, you know what I mean? When you're trying to do the retro thing, if the design, it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Simple as that. It looks a bit odd. Okay, talking about odd, I've made an odd thing. So far, so good. Now we need the wedge. Now I had this offcut of old Douglas there, and I thought, oh, that'll do. And there's already Douglas on it. Now, this is actually part of a gate I made for somebody in Douglas fir. So where you have like the arched top of the gate section, this is one of the offcuts for the gate. That's what that is. So it's a taper. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to chop that down to a lot short because it won't be as long as that, and that will be to create the adjustment. So what I'm going to do, I'll cut that any bits off that aren't that great, and then shorten it. we need to take off about that. So I'll just stick it in the vise and do that, I suppose, with a handsaw. Oh, I wish I had my record vise with a quick release. It's in the workshop. Got glue all over my distance saw. That's a bit annoying. So about there, I reckon. That'll do it. That's an old saw, that is. I've refurbished it. Obviously sharpened it. That's what we've got so far. Oh, I don't know if I'm going to do it that way. I'm not sure I like it. Part of the problem is, as you bring it in, the angle changes and it doesn't fit. Obviously it was like that before, because that's what I did, but then obviously there's nothing here then. The other way of doing it is you'd have a log, like a cylinder here. Think that being a cylinder, and you slid the cylinder up and down to suit. But for me, I need to make sure that when that comes down, it makes contact there. It does. Good. You're never going to be any further than that. Where is that going to be? Most of the time back there, I think. So maybe it doesn't want to be as long as that, because the angle's going to change too much. I've seen other ones where they've got like a rod here. They slide. To be honest, it's never going to be any further than that anyway, is it? But it is fine then. Yeah, then you bring it out to there. Gets you in the goodies. Yeah. Get your gajibas. Or your wood. Ow! Don't want that. So that'll work. Yeah, we'll carry on using that. I think I might make it a little bit shorter there. I'll make it a bit shorter. I might clean that end up as well. That'll go to there. Yeah, it's too much there. I've got to maintain contact at that point. I know what I'm going to do. Back in the second. I'm coming. So I've shortened it, so as the angle changes, it's going to be less of it. That's better. Oh, that's loads better. Yeah, that's good. You still get a good 3-4 inches underneath there. Yeah, that's perfect. Puppy. So depending on what job you're doing, you might have several of these things. I've got a piece of wood in here I'd use. So I want that to be able to slide in and out neatly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a couple of pieces with a channel, so I can slide up and down the channel so it doesn't fall on the floor. That makes any sense? Just like that. That makes sense. That goes there. Yeah, that's good. A bit long maybe there. No, but this. That's good. I think that's good. It is. I'm telling you, it's good. Take my word for it. Don't you argue. Right, so mark it off there. So we'll cut that off. Let's see. La la da 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 da. Was it a May the 4th be with you kind of table? Well, there's not really a table, is there? It's for, yeah, it's woodworking. Marcus, I saw, oh, you saw a river table. Okay, then, sorry. I saw a river table where the river included the Millennium Falcon being chased by two. Oh my god, yeah, I want that one. Then. Yeah, that's different. That's not the same, mate. That's a different kettle of fish. What did I come over for? Is carpenter with a cabinet maker, and it was the sturdiest, best crafted shed ever. Oh, gone. We had the old-fashioned Irish builder out, an extension on our house in the UK. Asked him if he could make a shed to fit in the space in the corner of the garden. It was the best shed, sturdiest, best crafted. Yeah, sheds are pretty shit, aren't they? Really, especially if you go like B&Q. Okay, I'll be buddy. What are the French planning laws like, and how? Well, good question, Great Ivory. They put the onus on you, basically. Now, in France, you have a descendant insurance. So whatever you do, let's say, for instance, if I fit a window for somebody, I have to have a descendant insurance. So I have to provide 10-year insurance cover. But regarding planning, there is no planning. Well, there's planning, but there's no building control. So to get planning, you literally have to, you get your first stage of your planning, and you get your finalisation of your plan, sort of like an outline of what you want. So for instance, if you want to build a house on a piece of land, for instance, you first have to get a thing called a certificate of urbanisation, a CU on it. So basically it's allowing it to be somewhere where you can live. And they'll look at it and they'll say, is there any amenities? Can you get water there? Can you do this? Can you do that? Yeah, and then you can make. If they say, yeah, tickety-boo, all good, and okay, you got your fag packet and you got a little doodle on the back there, and that's your plan. That's pretty much it. But regarding building control, like you have in the UK, where you have your inspectors come out and inspect your footings, and they get up to DPM, and then they inspect it there, then up to roof line, and inspect it again, and then you find inspections. And unlike that, you don't have that here in France. No. You have to sign a declaration to say that you have done it correctly. So if you haven't, and somebody complains, for instance, now a friend of ours who lives just over there, they sold their house, Becky, and she sold the house, and they renovated it themselves. Anyway, the floors were rotten; they started rotting in the corner, and they got pulled up on it, and they had to pay for the repairs and stuff because it was within that designated period of time. And they're selling the house anyway, because they didn't conform with what they consider as planning, building regulations. So they've got building regulation, but it's up to you to conform to it. But there's no control. No, I don't know about high rises and stuff like that. I hope so. But regarding domestic kind of houses, renovations, yeah, it's different. So that's a good question. Good question. How well enforced, yeah. Yeah, they're not really. If I'm absolutely honest, they're not. They're enforced if there's a problem. If no one complains, if there's never a problem, they're not enforced. Plain and simple. But regarding things like electrics and stuff like that, if your electrics in your home don't comply, everything seems to tie in together, if you know what I mean? It's like a process, it all ties in together. And you can't get this done if you can't get that done. Like for instance, electrics, for instance, if it isn't all signed off correctly and done correctly, you've got to get the certificate from your certified electrician. Not any electrician, a certified electrician to get this certificate. You can't get electric turned on by the EDF without it. Because they're putting their neck on the block to say, yeah, it's all tickety-boo, you see. And it's all covered under their insurance. Yeah, it's complicated, but also that's quite complicated. This is how it is here. The thing is, in the UK, this is the other thing actually, is in the UK, anyone can pretty much be a builder. Or say, I'm a builder, even though you're not. In France, you can say that you're a builder, but unless you're qualified, you can't, as a builder, you can't get your Siri number. You can't get registered as a builder. And if you can't get registered as a builder, you can't actually get the insurance. So you're effectively working on the black. So the whole thing kind of like there's a chain of events. So if you don't have one thing, there's no way you can have the other. Quite frankly. It's like there's a lot of English people here still driving around on English plates. Yes, I've got a right Android car. I can't afford to replace it. I'll be absolutely honest about it. But there's a lot of people still driving around on English plates. Now, if you're a resident here and you've got your car as your, that's illegal. But people are still doing it. Now they think, oh, I ain't been caught yet. When you do, you get big fines. Because nothing that you have is legal. From your insurance through down to your, insurance, what have you. It's not valid. Wobbly bench. QA Lobby designed that for me. Oh, not that one, that one. I got two there. They're the wrong ones. That would be no good whatsoever. Let's grab the sander. I'll put the tripod over. Glue and whatever them down. So that go on there, that one. That one's going on the other side there. In line with the end here. I don't want too tight, in case that swells up and they'll pinch inside, which is obviously that won't be very good. Actually, a little bit back there, I think. Yeah, a little bit back there. Let's make sure it's in the middle. And lined up, which it's not. Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. Oh, they're going to walk the dogs without me. Right, move this back. It's going to be fun getting that in there, actually. There you go. Bit of glue. It's over there. Oh, God. Oh, everything's in the wrong place. A bit like my fat. Glue's getting a bit stiff. It's not going off, it's just a bit stiff. I probably need a bit of work. So I mixed it quite stiff in the first place, so there's a gap for them. Right. There. Oh, I'm going to move it away from the block. Oh, shit. Move the block. Don't move the block. In the line, that is. There. So what I'll do is I'll just pin that one into place. Use the nail gun again. It reminds me I need to order some more nails for this nail gun. It's handy, that nail guns. I don't use them for the main, usually for the main fix thing, but I just hold things in place where, unless you're an arc trip work, obviously it makes sense to use it. So make sure it's where I want it. There. A little bit on the slack. If I had a little packer by there, it'd be quite handy, but I haven't. What's that here? Nah. I'll guess it. Goo on it. Need some goo. Some goo glue. Glue in French is colle. Colle de bois. Probably pronounced it wrong, but there you go. At least there's no H's in it. Even worse. Silent. Wheat. Oh, I can't even say it now. I can't even say oysters. Well, my mouth don't work like that. Fortunately. I wish it did. I might be able to speak French then. Quite handy that'd be. Right. About there. Moved. Don't move. Good. I don't want it tight. It's got maybe I'll be a little bit tighter than that might. Let's tap that across, but another nail that. It's a little bit too far over. That side's alright, that's alright. That's alright, that's good. Stick that in there. That's good. So I'll sand that atop. Oh, I'm more mouthful. There you go. So that's like that. That's pretty much there. Should we give it a go? I reckon we'll give it a go, shall we? Probably want some tweaking. Let's put the camera over here. Probably want a bit of tweaking. I'm going to find a log. Not that sort of log, you dirty people. It's a bit stinky. Right. I'll bring the camera over it though, I suppose. Oh, dear me. Oh, dear me. Right. I know I'm shaking you about. There you go. That's why I need a multi-camera idea. I ain't got that yet. One day. There you go. What a mess on the floor. Look at that. So, I know the glues ain't gone off, but the bits that matter we're going to be sitting on, that'll be good enough. Is it there? Is it all in? Not quite, is it? Come over here a bit. Yeah, just about. Let me just go grab a log. I need a log. I'm coming back. I've got my log. Got my draw knife. Need a sharpener. I haven't oiled it yet because I'm going to sit on it. I don't really want an oily bum. Oh, please, get an oily bum, won't you? Oh, you can't see my head. Oh my God, got me further away. Put you all the way over here. So are you ready? We're going to try and strip some bark off a log. Not that kind of log, like I say, you dirty devils. Cola. Oh, is it? Like cola. Hola. So glue in Spanish is cola. So how do you spell it? You spell it like hola. Hola. Not spell it, we say it, not spell it. Council architects measured our house. The portion of the front is shown at land registry as being on the side, and we had to pay an extra 23 euros a year council tax for another porch that we enclosed. Oh bugger! Oh dear, Bernard. Planning, not like Spain, then illegal buildings litter the countryside. So yeah, you have to get. There is a plan. You can't just build it, and yeah, and they're quite strict about it. You can't just build anything any old way, because I'll just tell you to, yeah, I'll fine you. And then you have to remove it. I saw a bit of oh yeah, I had an info last night, didn't I? Anyway, let's see if we can strip some bark or clean this up, this old log. Using that and a draw knife. Pull my trousers up as you do. Can you see my head? Oh no, not quite. I'll go up a bit actually. Oh my God, I'll get there in a minute. It's like Penelope pit stop. Stop. Yeah. Remember her? Catch the pigeon and all that sort of stuff as well. Oh, that's better. You just about see me head. So, what you do is you thread it. I've done this like big long branches. And what you do is, as you come, you bring it along the side. Like so, you carry on stripping as you go. Not strip. That's kind of stripping, you dirty devils. Right. So the idea is that clamps your piece of wood like so. You get yourself comfortable. Oh, saucy. What you do? And you grab your draw knife. Make sure it's sharp. So you'll have a little pot of water usually with a carborundum stone, around carborundum stone, and you'll basically swipe it. But I like to use diamond because it works better. It does a better job. It's fine if I start. Oh, a bit blunt that is. That's better. Then what I usually finish off with on the back, flatten it off the back with a flat sharpener, which I can't even see. It was out here, I can't see it. That'll be there somewhere. Anyway, should we do it? Let's get to it, shall we? So, You can see it's gripping it quite well. That's a banging old bit of wood. Much wood in it. And then effectively what you can do is then you can just release it and twist it around as you go. And then you can carry on. I should really wait until the glue's dry, really. So let's do the other end. The other end's better. That end's all rotten. Obviously, you'll be using wood that you can actually use. But you get the idea, don't you? You know? Oh, that's better. And if it's wet, that grip's better. I don't want it wet at the moment because it's got glue on it. So that you'll be making spoons and all sorts of stuff on there. Now what I was going to do, instead of actually making a different one, a different shave horse for each job, I thought about making some attachments, so extra bits that fit on, that allows you to actually do smaller pieces. So you pass that back down your side as you go, and grab it again. And you keep doing that until you're satisfied. Yeah. Oh. I'll show you something. There's a bit of old worm in there, as in a larvae. So that's a piece of larvae, dead bit of larvae there. I think it is, yeah, it's dead. It's come and gone. But there's another bit beside it which hasn't. That's new, that's still alive. And a bit there as well. That's a bit of larvae. Just there, let me see it. It's tiny. But you can see where the channels are. This isn't. You know, I've had instances where I've you can see the holes there. Look, where I've actually put things through the planer and I've like scalped a bug. But they're not nice bugs. They're a pain. They're horrid bugs because they cause a lot of problems. Right here they use a chemical called glyphosate. It's a water-based chemical. And that's basically a pesticide that's what you treat your wood with. It lasts 20 years apparently. But like I was saying yesterday, it kills the bugs as they leave the wood, not as you treat it. That's the whole point of it. Obviously, if there's any bugs on the surface, or coming or going, yes, it'll kill them, as in the beetles. There's all different types, but like death watch beetles, stuff like that. But if you've already got them, you've got to wait for them to try and leave before you can actually, if they're already nested in, lay their little eggs for their larvae, you're going to have to wait for them to actually, bugger off. And then they'll poison themselves as they eat through the wood, because basically it's toxic, and they'll die. Keep looking at the light on my microphone, make sure it's still charging it. I'm a bit disappointed with the charge on this particular one. Really, when did I get it? No, it's too late now. It's over 12 months. I wonder if we can replace the batteries now. The way inside it. Oh, there's screws in the back. Oh, I might be able to replace the battery. That's interesting. Or even put a bigger battery in it. If there's room. I tried using it with the charger connector, but it seems to affect the sound. Hope the sound's okay at the moment, as in the quality of the sound. See, the thing is, if you're close to the phone and it's quiet, you get away with using the onboard microphone. It's not on this phone. It's actually quite good, but I'm always walking about, and also at the moment the camera's all the way over there, and I'll be a little muffled in the distance instead of the squeak. Ah. The draw knife needs a good proper sharpen and hone up. Feels like it's at the wrong angle, if it makes any sense. It's like I've been sharpening it by hand too many times, and it's lost its edge. I'll bring in a bit closer so you can see close up what's actually going. Now you see my leg move backwards and forwards. See, just clamps the bit of wood. That's basically all it does. And to adjust the height, you can actually move this backwards or forwards. So if it's a thinner piece of wood, you move it further forwards. You can get more leverage on it. Thicker piece of wood, you just bring it back a bit, so you give yourself more room. So there you go. So, as you can see, it comes down and clamps. A little bit further away. On this, I actually did all the poles for an old teepee that we used to have, which was a waste of money because it rotted. We bought a teepee cover, proper canvas one, but the cotton and the canvas just rotted in no time here. Within a couple of years, it was horrible. We treated it, we did what it was supposed to be doing. Some people smoke them. They just have a fire inside them and just smoke the teepee. It's quite humid here, where we're in France. At certain times of the year, very humid in fact. So basically you use it to get rid of all that old nasty stuff. You get the old knot and you've got to get a bit of weddy then. It's a bit wide, I've got good shorts on. I don't want to put a hole in them. Now, traditionally, you won't be. This is sort of partially dry. It's actually seasoned timber. It's just wet because it's been left outside all winter. Very little cover, and although it appears fairly dry, it's seasoned dry, but it's not wet dry. If you know what I mean, as in rained on dry. That makes sense. Another thing you can do is actually you could sink some screws into this, so the points just poke through. If it's work that's not like this kind of rough work like this, it don't matter if the pins of the screws point in. That'll stop the wood being able to drag through. When it grips, it's very little pressure you need then to hold it. What I mean by that is you've put basically a screw through, so just the points. So here you put a 1, 2, let's say 4, maybe 5, maybe 6 even screws down there. So you end up with like a bit of bed nails underneath, where they're just poking through just by, about a mil. To create that little bit of friction. I use that technique quite a bit on other things as well, like marking gauges and stuff like that. But obviously only on wood that you don't want to see any marks. It doesn't matter if there's any marks in it. Now this draw knife does need to sharpen. A proper sharpening, because this is just whizzing up and down like that. It's not really, it seems to have got a bit of a back grind and there's a couple of little notches in it as well. So it needs a real good sharpen. I shouldn't be able to do that without cutting myself. So there you go, anyway, you got the idea, haven't you? So it allows you to grab your piece of timber, and if you're doing a spoon or something like that, which way you could use a longer top here, you could create an extension to it if you wanted to. Just sits on the top of it, and then you better do smaller stuff. At the moment, really, the smaller stuff, but you can get good grip. That'd have to be all the way back there. I don't know if that would work. Things like that. Yeah, but you haven't got much length. You see, you do have another few inches, or 100 mil, say, even 70, 80 mil on the end there would be enough to get a whole spoon on there. And then once you've got your shape, your spoon, you can then literally just scallop out the spoon part. That was a good bit of spooning, and all's a good. Anyway. Oh, well, I'm 44 minutes. Go for another video. Honing the draw knife. Yes, that can be. We could sharpen that up. It needs to be able to shave you. That's what it needs to do. That cut through. It's got to be sharp. And the energy drink. Just that I got so tired earlier and driving back from San Juan after taking mother-in-law for that Chinese and what have you. Could eat a whole one. Very tasty though. And I was so tired. Because all you can eat, you see. I want value for money. That I do. So I ate way too much. Loads of sushi. I'm the only person in there using chopsticks, for God's sake. Go to a Chinese restaurant and using knife and fork. Sneaking in. Hello, let's do it. Oh, Susan. Oh, I hope you're well. I hope little Shannon's well. Yeah, we're all good. Let's go sort back a bit. Normally the cross bracing is slots and wedges. Oh, battery, that might be my cue in a minute. My battery's about to run out, so. There you go. So it works, doesn't it? Anyway, it works. It's doing the job. The old shave horse, because you shave with it, as in like shave bits of wood off, and it certainly is a darn sight better than it was, because it wasn't working at all. So now it's I'm quite happy with that, and we'll be making some more videos making stuff using this shave horse with a bit of luck. I don't know what though. I don't know what should I make. Any ideas? What should we make with a shave horse? Oh. Shave off a pound or two might be a good idea for me. Yeah, so it's these old skills of yesteryear. We don't have to. You can get religious about this stuff. You can end up planing like Spain then. Planning. There you go, too far. Yeah, I'll go with it up. I think. Yeah, it'll be right. It's 10 years old. It's done quite a bit of work as well. I used to use it quite a bit. All sorts of things, really, not just for draw knife. Just if you've got to hold a piece of wood and a bit of chisel work even. It's actually really quite a handy thing to have. Now it's working again. Yeah, so I'll give it a bit of a do-over with some linseed oil, boiled linseed oil, and hopefully, like I say, hopefully it lasts another decade. So anyway, I'm going to call that it, I think, because my battery's about to run out anyway, literally. And so yeah, we've made, or repaired, restored the shave horse. And I think it looks okay. I do. Yeah, there you go, a shave horse. And we'll be have a little few projects on the go with that as well at some point. We'll come up with some ideas what to make. I've got a couple of ideas. One is I actually want to make a bird table. It might sound a bit strange, but it needs to be a rustic bird table in the sense I want it to look like branches coming out with a couple of little tables on it or something, and various other things for the birdies. So yeah. Anyway, hopefully I've got some more video of the great tits in the TIE Fighter that we made in a live video before, and maybe it's yeah, maybe we'll be able to make a video of that, just to prove that there are birds in the TIE Fighter already. Great tits. They've been in and out, in and out, in and out. They're only tiny. I'm a bit concerned that the camera isn't triggering enough. I got them a few times, mind. So yeah. Oh no, thanks, Susie. Yeah, it's a, you know, I thought I'm doing it anyway, so I might as well stream it, mightn't I? My sons say bird table or more bird boxes. Aha, that's what we've got to do. Definitely got more bird boxes. It's a bit late for me to be putting bird boxes up at the moment because the nesting birds are already nesting. They're all in our walls at the back at the moment, in the eaves. So it isn't too late now. We could do some more bat boxes. That'd be a good one to do because, but do the bird boxes maybe later in the season. But bird tables definitely for now. But what I was thinking about like a sort of a witchy sort of look, you know, like crooked old bit of wood. I'll find a bit in the woods somewhere and drag it down there and make it into the stand for a bird table. I don't want it to be all straight and kind of too formulaic. I just want it to be weird looking, a bit like me. I like weird. Can't you tell? Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody, and I'm going to say I'm going to love you and leave you, and I'm going to whack the battery's about to run out, literally, and I'm going to whack a little bit of sealant on there, or I might do it in the morning. Let the glue dry first, might be a better idea. So anyway, ta-ta. Do you want to stop streaming? Not really, but I'm going to have to because the battery's going to go out. Oh no, ta-ta.